All right, guys, so next is this one that's called twining. I wrote on the paper that it's twinning. It is a pretty difficult knot. I'd say it's one of our more difficult knots because the first step is really simple. You just do an under, over basic weave. But then what you do is you have to wrap the string around the knot. So it gets kind of tricky. If your knots have gone under, then your string has to go behind it and come forward. So it's kind of a tricky one. So you actually also have two strings going at the same time. So I have this blue-green string going, and I've already gone through and done a regular basket weave. And then I have my ice blue string that I'm going to be doing the kind of turny marks on. So when you do this, your first string goes all the way across. And you want to make sure to leave about a finger space. That way you can do the wrapping around that occurs. So what you do is you take your string that's going to be doing the wrapping around, and you only wrap around every other, okay? So if my string, I went on top with my string, that means I need to go under the warp and the weft coming from the left side, and I need to go under it. So I'm going at a diagonal. I'm not going just straight across, and I'm combining the warp and the weft, okay? So what I'm going to do, I don't need to do anything here because the string went underneath. My string naturally will go over that, okay? So what I want to do is where my original blue-green string has gone over, I want to go under the warp and the weft, weaving at a diagonal. That way when I pull it through, it is going to make a diagonal knot, okay? And it's going to make that string more pronounced over there. Okay, so again, I'm skipping this one because the weft, the blue-green weft is under, and I want to go to the one where the blue-green weft is over. So if that one's over, that means this one goes under the warp and the weft. If you don't go over the warp and the weft, you're just going to make a regular weaving. Okay. Once I start to get my weaving done, I can actually put the knots together. When this is done, it's going to make a braided look. It's going to make a braided mismatch look. So what I mean by that is I have, instead of the braid all being ice blue or the braid being all pink or something like that, I have one area that's blue, one area that's blue-green, okay? So I don't need to do this one. I need to go, I need to go, if the weft is over, I need to go under with the diagonal ones. And again, I'm going from left down to right. When my string starts to go back right, I'm going to go right to left. Okay, so it's kind of like I'm making a big X, like there's a big crossover. So I'm going to continue weaving this just so you guys can see how to continue it. So under. So I'm going to put my ice blue string down, and I'm going to go back with my blue-green string, and I'm going to go make another row. Now, it's really important that when I make this row, I still think the opposite of the blue-green string. So my last blue-green string has gone over. So I need to go under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a little bit of space here. I can always push this down later. And I'm going to do this all the way across so that this row is already established, and I don't even have to be near this this string. Remember to keep the edges loose. If you pull too tight, it's very easy just to loosen it up like I just did, because I pulled a little too tight. Okay, so I have my nice string. I have it where I want it, and now I'm ready to start doing it again. Now, the last time I went from the left down to the right as a diagonal. This time I want to go from the right to the left. So on any string that has gone over, I want to go under, okay? So this string's under, I don't want to touch that string, but this string is on top. So I want to go underneath the warp and the weft. Okay. Again, choosing every single time that the previous warp, the previous weft has gone over, I'm going to go underneath it. Now again, I'm creating this braided effect. So this went under, I don't want to touch that. This one went over. I'm going to do both the warp and the weft. Creating a really nice braided pattern now. Every other warp, I'm doing this. Again, when I'm going this way, I go from the right to the left. When I'm going this way, I go from the left to the right. It follows the exact way that you're going, so it makes sense because I'm going to the left, so I'm going to pull my string from the right to the left. When I'm going to the right, I'm going to pull my string from the left to the right. But it is important to do it at that diagonal that you have. And you can see what a beautiful braided texture we have. And we have the lines going diagonal, and then we have them kind of crisscrossing. So that is twinning, or twining, as it's supposed to be called.